If you're shopping for your first pair of sticks, either for yourself or maybe a family member, and you have no idea what to look for, this video is for you. Before we get down to business, I just need to make one quick announcement. Thump snaps are back in stock in all colors. Make sure you hit the link in the description box. Head on over to the merch shop, get your Christmas shopping done. White hoodies also in there. Boom, thump, down the left arm. These are starting to sell like hotcakes. Just remember not to wear yours at Christmas dinner. You don't want to get cranberry sauce and all kind of gravy and stuff stains all over it. Forget that. Get your orders in right now. Make sure it arrives before Christmas. Every time you order something from the shop, you're supporting the channel. Might as well look cool while you're doing it. That's it for today's announcements. Let's get to it. So way back in the day when I used to work in the drum department in a music store, I've had to direct thousands of people towards buying the right pair of sticks. It's easy. You walk into a store, you look at the wall, there's 9,000 pairs of sticks there. You have no clue where to start. This video is going to tell you everything you need to know about shopping for drumsticks. You're going to be able to walk right in there, grab what you need right off the wall, and walk out. Pay for it first, but then walk out. So the first thing that's going to throw you off and completely overwhelm you when you're standing in front of a stick wall is finding out that there's a million different sizes. Don't worry about that, okay? You only need to be concerned with 4 of them, all right? The main 4, I'm going to go from thinnest to thickest: 7A, 5A, 5B, and 2B. These are the core 4 sizes of drumsticks. Everything else that you see on the wall is some sort of offshoot of those 4 sizes. So the first thing that I tell anyone buying sticks for someone in the family for the first time, first thing I used to do is just ask them how old the person is. If they're in their teens and up, I just say grab them a pair of 5As. You're safe with a pair of 5As. That is sort of like the universal one size fits most. Did I say it right? One size fits most. And if you start that person there, they're pretty much going to know from there whether they want to go heavier or lighter. But 5A is a good place to start. Now, if the drummer that you're buying these sticks for is just a little person, I'm talking older than a tyke, but younger than a teenager, 7A is the way to go. Start them off with that size. They're going to be totally comfortable. Now, for the rest of you new drummers that are shopping for sticks for yourself, there are a lot of things to consider when you're looking for sticks, all right? There's tons of different variables when we're talking about these things. Lots of differences, starting with wood type, okay? There's 3 main types of wood with drumsticks. There's hickory, there's maple, and there's oak. Now, hickory is the most common that you'll find in a drumstick. Like most sticks you'll see on the wall are going to be made of hickory. It's probably the most, I would say, the most durable wood for sticks, which is why it's the most common. Maple is a lot lighter. So there are advantages to that, but the main disadvantage, I should say, is that they might snap on you earlier because, it's a much lighter wood. And then there's oak. I don't have any oak sticks here, but oak is cool because they're super durable, but they're also really brittle. You might find when you're using oak sticks that you just can't get used to the feel because the way that they absorb shock is different than the other 2 types of wood. So that's completely up to you. If you want to try a pair of oak sticks, you totally can. Now let's just camp out a little bit on the physical specs of a drumstick because there are a few differences between models that will severely affect how the stick feels in your hand and how it plays. Now the first one, again, thickness, right? This is the number on the stick, 5A, 7A, 2B, whatever. So let me show you the difference between these 2. This is a 5B, if you can see that. This is closer to a 7A. So you can see that there's a difference, first of all, in diameter. 7A, of course, is going to be a lighter stick. The other thing to consider is the taper. the taper from here to the tip of the stick. Shorter tapers are going to feel heavier on the swing. There's more weight towards the end of the stick, okay? Some might dig that, some will not. Like if you're a finesse type of player like I am, you're gonna hate this. But, you know, if you're a heavy hitter, if you're into rock, metal, stuff like that, you're probably gonna love it. So the taper plays a big part in how the stick feels when you play it. It's either gonna be top heavy or it's gonna feel a lot lighter. So here's an example of, I'm gonna use these two again. See the difference between the taper and these two sticks? One is a lot thinner. This stick is gonna feel awesome for, you know, all the technical stuff. You're gonna get a lot more rebound with sticks that have a longer and thinner taper. So that is something to consider. Another thing that you wanna keep in mind is the shape of the tip of the stick. This is your typical, what they call an acorn tip. And then, you know, depending on the model that you're buying, they could be way different. Like this here, this is the Carter McLean signature stick, and he designed the tip of this stick specifically for how he likes to play. The response on cymbals on a tip like this will feel really cool. But there are different types of tips on a stick from acorn. You got round tips, there's a barrel tip, which is sort of shaped more like a square. Just a quick tip for those that are looking at sticks that have round tips, like ball tips. You know, if you went out and you spent a bunch of dough on some really nice looking clear heads for your drum kit, and you have round tip sticks, just be aware that you're probably gonna pit them within a few minutes. So as long as you're emotionally prepared for that, you're good to go. Drummers will tend to lean towards a particular type of stick because it complements the way that they play. So there are certain sticks that I just cannot get comfortable with because the balance feels weird or there's too much weight at the top or whatever. So these are a 5A, like I generally use a 5A stick, 5A hickory. Let me show you these for a second. This is the Todd Sucherman signature stick. This is a 5B stick. This is a perfect stick for drummers that like the thickness of a 5B hickory, but they don't necessarily want the weight that comes with it. This, because it's maple, will give you a lighter feel. These will almost feel like a 5A, but you get the thickness of a 5B. So this would be ideal for that type of drummer. Like I actually like these sticks quite a bit. So I keep a few of these. Is that the right one? No. I keep a few of these in the house. I also keep a few pairs of these in the house. This is a much thinner stick. This is the Annika Niles signature stick. So this is slightly thicker than a 7A. I keep lighter sticks around the house because they're great for lower volume situations where I have to watch my volume in the house. Now when I say house, I mean like whatever room I'm playing at the time. But these feel great too because, you know, they have a really thin taper at the top. It's got a smaller tip as well. They sound great on cymbals when you're doing the technical stuff. And yeah, this is a really cool stick, but it's just a tool that I keep around for, you know, lower volume type situations. So I would just like to suggest, just for the, you know, more experienced drummers out there, get used to a couple of pairs of sticks of different sizes that you can use in different situations. I don't believe there should be just one pair of sticks that you use for everything. To me, that's like opening up, you know, a mechanic's toolbox and seeing 50 of the exact same tool. But when you're on the website, you're checking out the specs of these sticks, pay attention to them. Pay attention to, you know, the length of the taper, shape of the tip, type of the wood, you know, the the diameter, because they'll list the diameter, how thick that stick is. Again, go by the first four, okay? Look at the diameter of the first four, 7/8, 5/8, 5B, 2B. And then when you're looking at all of the signature sticks that are out there and offshoots, they're gonna be either slightly larger or slightly thinner than any one of those four. And then the last thing that I'll just touch on, you know, for those that are curious, the difference between wood tip and nylon tip. Nylon tip sticks sound brighter on cymbals. So if you're doing a lot of cymbal work and stuff, you get a little more off the top end, a little more high-end definition with nylon tips. Wood tip tend to, where's the other one? I like wood tips because, you know, they just feel better on hi-hats. I do a lot of dancing on my hi-hats, and I find that I get a lot more rebound with wood tip. But a lot of drummers dig nylon. So, you know, pick up a pair of sticks with nylon tips, check them out, try them on your cymbals, see if you like them. And then as far as the companies go, that's all subjective, right? Everybody's got their favorites. I am Team Promark all day long, but you know, everybody makes great sticks. Vader makes great sticks, Vic Firth, of course. I love Promark because their sticks are always straight, they're always well matched, they're always well balanced, and they're very consistent. You might say the same about your favorite company, but yeah, regardless of whatever company that you're going with, they all make pretty much the same sizes of sticks. So next time you're in the music store, you're standing in front of the monster wall of sticks, just take some time, you know, grab a few pairs off, try them out on a practice pad, see how they feel, check out the different tapers, see if you like a heavier taper on the end or a lighter taper, whatever. There's a lot of stuff to check out. But hopefully this video gave you a little bit of guidance. You know, you have a little bit more confidence when you go in there before you spend your money. You know, sticks are a little more expensive these days, so you don't want to be out there wasting your dough. So I hope that helps. If you got anything to contribute to the conversation, make sure you drop it in the comment section. We're all one big community here. We like to nerd out on stuff. So keep it fun, keep it civil, and don't trash nobody. Thanks for watching this video. Share it if you dig it. Visit the merch shop on your way out. Like, subscribe. See you next video.